What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Alejandro Romo, and in this channel we talk about investing, personal finance, and all things money. In today's video, we're going to be talking about our stimulus check that we're supposed to receive here in the United States of America. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so there's a lot of questions going on right now with the stimulus check that we're supposed to receive due to the virus that it's spreading right now. And today's date is April 15, 2020. And this video is just basically gonna go over of who qualifies, who doesn't qualify, what you need to do to get this stimulus check. So most of this information that I'm going to give you guys is directly from the IRS page. I'm going to leave links in the description for everything that you need to know regarding your stimulus check. So let's get into it. So who's eligible for this stimulus check? Also keep in mind this is a tax credit. So you don't have to pay this back. I'll go a little bit further into this a little bit later into the video. But who's eligible? If you made between 0 to 75,000, you will get $1,200. If you filed head of household and made $112,500, you will qualify for this stimulus check. And if you're married and you made under $150,000, you qualify for one of these stimulus checks. Other people that qualify are retirees, people receiving Social Security, people receiving railroad retirement, and people that might be on disability are also going to qualify for a stimulus check. These are people that are not going to be eligible. There's a certain amount that you need to make. So if you make more than $99,000 filing for this, then you will not get any money. If you filed head of household and made more than $136,500, you will not get any money. If you are married and you filed jointly, you guys made a total of $198,000 or more, you will not receive any money. Other people that would not be eligible are non-US residents and people without a Social Security card are not going to receive any money. So how much is this check going to be worth for you? That really depends on your income. Again, if you have kids, you're supposed to receive $1,200 plus $500 for each kid that you claim as a dependent in your 2018 or 2019 tax return. So the number on your check would vary depending on how much you made, depending on what tax year is being used for your stimulus check. Again, if you made more than $75,000 as a single filer, you will get $5 removed from that $1,200 for every $100 that you made over $75,000, up until $99,000. After that, you will not receive a stimulus check. The same thing applies for head of households. If you made more than $112,500 up until $136,500, anything over $136,500, you will not receive a check. If you are married, anything between $150,000 and $198,000 you will still receive, but after $198,000 you will not receive a stimulus check, no matter how many kids you have or whatever the case may be. What do you need to do to receive a stimulus check? Pretty much you don't have to do anything, only if you did not file taxes in 2018 or 2019. I'm gonna leave a link in the description where you can claim this money, and I'm also gonna leave a tracker where you can put in your information. You're gonna have to put your Social Security, your date of birth, your address, and I forgot what else, but I'll show you guys. I'm gonna leave that in the description. Depending on your most recent taxes that were filed, the IRS is gonna go based off of that. So if you haven't filed 2019, the IRS will use whatever's in your 2018 tax return to see if you are eligible for this stimulus check. If you already filed for 2019, then you should receive your stimulus check based off of your 2019 tax return. This section right here is for people who typically do not file their taxes. Maybe they make less than, I believe it's $12,200, or it says $24,400 as a married couple. Also, if you, let's say, go to school or something like that and you work part-time and you don't make that much money, you don't have to file taxes. but that counts you as a non-filer, and I'm gonna leave a link in the description for that. But overall, the most important thing about filing for this stimulus check is you need to have a social security card. If you do not have a social security number, you will not receive a stimulus check whatsoever. Whether you made a certain amount of money, whether you went to school, blah blah blah, no money for you. Sorry. But yeah, I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Let me go over some of the stuff that you might need if you're a non-filer. It says full name, current mail address, email address, date of birth, social security, bank account, routing number for qualifying child name, social security of the child. So basically the same thing that you would need if you were filing your taxes. Just the stuff that you're gonna need if you're a non-filer. Again, a link will be in the description. How will you receive your stimulus check? Again, it depends on how you filed your taxes on 2018 or 2019. Depending on which tax return the IRS uses, they're going to go based off of that. So if you set up yours for direct deposit, you should start receiving a check starting today, and then going on to the near future. I think I saw in some article, I don't know off the top of my head, but you probably will receive it as late as September if you're getting a physical check. Again, I'm gonna leave a link in the description where you can track your payment. I'm not sure if that matters to people that are gonna receive an actual check, but I already looked mine's up. Even though I already received mine's, it said that I was gonna receive it today on April 15th. So you might want to look into that, see if that is any benefit to you as a person who's gonna just receive a paper check. Yeah, link in the description for that. Okay, so I had a friend on Facebook contact me asking why she didn't receive a $500 child credit for her son, and she said she claimed her kid for her 2019 tax return. Honestly, I don't know the answer to why something like that may happen. The only thing that I can think of, somebody else probably claimed that child as a dependent, and they're gonna receive the money and not you. I'm also seeing here on the IRS, after 15 days of you receiving your check or your direct deposit, you're going to get a letter from the IRS within 15 days stating how the payment was made and how to report any failure to receive the payment. So I'm assuming after your 15 days of receiving your direct deposit or your check, you got an option to be able to, I guess, complain to the IRS that you didn't receive part of your payment. But again, I'm not too sure on this scenario, so it just says right here that if you have any questions or even regarding the legitimacy of your letter from the IRS, that you should go onto the IRS page. Again, the IRS page is irs.gov for anybody that doesn't know. Do not go to anything that isn't .gov for the IRS. You will probably get scammed, so try to avoid that. How to possibly identify a scam. So the IRS, they never ever call you. They won't text you. They won't slide in your DM. They won't do any of that. They will only paper mail you information. No emails, no nothing. So if you don't see anything in your mailbox, in your PO box, that isn't from the government. So just keep an eye on that. Don't believe anybody on the internet. Don't believe anybody that's calling you saying they're from the IRS or anybody knocking on your door. Fake news. But yeah, let's go into the next part of this video. Do you have to pay the stimulus check back? So I've seen a few articles where they're calling this check an advanced credit check or an advanced 2020 check, or just something with the word advance in it, and people are assuming that you need to pay it back, that you need to pay taxes on this, and none of that is true. You don't have to pay any taxes on this money. You don't have to pay it back. It's a tax credit for 2020. It's advanced because they're giving it to you now instead of in 2021 when you will file your 2020 tax return. Think of it like, for, let's see, anybody that watches my videos that owns a Tesla. If you were to buy a Tesla, I think they're still doing it now, you get a electric vehicle tax credit somewhere around the lines of like up to $6,000. That's free money that you get from the government, and because they're incentivizing you for going electric, you know, and getting away from gas. So same thing applies. It's just a tax credit. So basically this check is a credit for your when you file your taxes in 2021 for 2020. Again, you don't have to pay back. It is not a loan. It is not a commitment to make President Trump your president again for next year. It's free money. It's the same way you saw if you kept up with stocks. Airlines are getting bailed out. A lot of businesses are getting bailed out. Billion-dollar corporations getting bailed out. This is just their way of trying to put money in our pocket for a unpredicted, unfortunate event that's happening here in the United States and the whole world. You know, the government is trying to help us out, and just, you know, follow up on the news. You know, I also saw Trump talking about him not being against a second possible stimulus check. And you know, there's a lot of people that aren't working right now, and you know, this money can help out a lot of people, you know, and you should take advantage of this. You know, it's free money. You don't have to pay it back. Get this money, use it for food. Use it for food. Use it for food. Use it for your household necessities, toothpaste, all that stuff. If you don't have money saved up and you can't get by without this stimulus check, then you better not be buying an iPhone or a car or something like that. This is just to keep you up and going. Meanwhile, this whole scenario is getting taken care of. This lockdown is gonna last until May 15 as of right now, but I honestly don't think it's gonna be over May 15. I think it's gonna go on a little longer than that. Stay your asses at home, dude. Seriously, we need to recover from this. The economy is taking a dump, and I'm not a fan of this, not at all. But yeah, so I guess this pretty much wraps up my video for about the stimulus check. Again, all the information will be provided in the description. I'm gonna leave a link for everything. I'm gonna leave it detailed. I'm gonna put the IRS page where you can track your check, all your people that are non-filers, where you can click on to be able to file to be able to receive a stimulus check. And I hope everybody's being safe out there. I hope everybody's staying at home as much as possible. And don't worry, guys, we will get through this as long as we all do our part. Be safe. Until next time, let's get this money. Peace. Okay, so I said I was going to show you guys how to track your stimulus check, and I'm going to do that for you guys right now. I'm screen recording my laptop, as you can see, and I'm going to hit right here, get my payment. Again, I'm going to leave a link in the description for this so you can see when you're going to receive your check. Alright, so I clicked it. Okay, just hit OK, and then fill out the information. I'm going to do that right now. Of course, I'm going to block out some of this information because I don't want you guys to know where I live. Alright, so I got it all filled out, and I'm just going to hit continue. Boom. So right there it says payment status. We scheduled your payment to be deposited on April 15, 2020 to the bank account below. Bank account number, blah, blah, blah. If you see your payment credited to your account, check with your bank to verify they received it. We will mail you a letter with additional information on this payment. This is the letter I was talking about. You will receive this letter within 15 days after receiving payment. So I received mine on April 15th, which is today. I should be expecting a letter from the IRS on April 30th or no longer than April 30th regarding how they sent the payment to my bank account or what their procedure was. And if you have any complaints, I believe you can file a complaint within that letter. But yeah, pretty much this is where you see where your stimulus check is at. Bonus content for this video. I just want to mention the only negative downside I see to this stimulus check that we're receiving is obviously the Federal Reserve had to print this money for us to receive this check. They did, what was it, 6 billion, 6 billion, 6 trillion, whatever the number was. It was a big ass number for us to be bailed out, and along with them adding all this money to our economy, it causes inflation. And inflation, for those that don't know, is basically, remember when you used to get a bag of hot Cheetos for 25 cents, 4 for $1, right? Now that same bag is worth $1.20. That's inflation. So basically your dollar's worth a lot less now because of the checks that are being sent, because of the money that's being printed, because of the money that's being given to all these billion-dollar corporations. It's the only downside that I see to this stimulus package. So just keep that in mind, I guess. But hey, it's free money. It is what it is.